The Red Dirt D&D podcast is brought to you by Pro Laser Cuts. The Oklahoma company provides pre-made and customizable design laser cut dice towers, tokens, and more, developed by a gamer for gamers, and now available to enhance your tabletop game. Pro Laser Cuts products can be found at many Oklahoma City area game stores, local events, and now available online at prolasercuts.com. That's laser and cuts with a Z, Pro Laser Cuts. And by SD Way Gaming, where dice goblins unite. Our friends at SD Way Gaming celebrate the beautiful dice players handpick for their games and splendor. SD Way Gaming has expanded to include many tabletop gaming varieties, accessories, and similar fun necessities to include a service for your dice addiction. You can shop for a variety of products at sdwaygaming.com or find SD Way Gaming on Facebook. Welcome to Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross, and I play Gaz, an orc barbarian, sworn protector of the Caliban frontier.
I'm Konnor Shenold. I play Konnor with a K, Kobold Sorcerer who's a continuous thorn in the Empire's side.
I'm Johnny Payne, and I play Zonimus Dinar, a paladin of dusk, using vengeance as a tool to protect the ones I love.
I'm Kiri Hester. I play Poppy Tea Leaf, the halfling desert druid determined to save the wild places from the ambitions of civilization.
I'm Brooke Bullock, and I play Mokrin Stoneshaper, a young dwarf sorcerer finding his true family as revealed by the secrets of the frontier.
And I'm Ash King, your dungeon master. Join us now for Tales from the Caliban Frontier. The worst has come to pass. The Empire has the bottle. The Empire has Thundercrack. You can just see the retreating form of the gunships and the great brass dragon on the horizon as they disappear, headed towards the obsidian wastes. You all are reeling with the events that have just happened. Scared, sad, frustrated. But Konnor has had an idea.
We need Nightmare. He's the only one who can help us.
Konnor, I can't do a teleportation circle until I rest. I can't get us back to the temple.
We have to figure some way out to get him here as fast as we can.
I reach inside my cloak and feel where the necklace hangs. That was the gift of Nightmare. And I remember one other gift that he gave me. I'll look at Konnor and say, I'll be back. And I pull my hood up on my cloak, and I will take a step back and disappear into the astral plane. And I'll spin and turn until I feel like I have my bearings in here. Look in the direction of where the Temple of Nightmare stands. And I'll look that way, holding this gift from that mighty dragon, wrapped in the warmth of this robe from my God who I now follow. And I will whisper, we need you. We need you, Nightmare. And I will step forward, back amongst all of you, and quickly turn in the material plane and look the same direction.
I'm gonna reach up and hold your hand, and I'm gonna also put a hand on Mokrin's shoulder, and then everybody gets 23.
Nice.
Some of you were looking real rough. You know, after you fall off a dragon, figure there's probably at least a couple broken bones.
How many of them collars do you think they have?
I don't even know, but as long as we can get Thundercracks off, honestly, I don't even care.
And I think the only thing that's going to get through to Thundercrack is you. I think, Konnor, you're going to have to do this. And I know that it's a little bit scary because she's literally your god, and yet she is trapped. And so it's hard to think that you as an individual could do anything to help something that powerful. But every time you spoke out to her, she stumbled. Instead of lighting us on fire, she just put you to sleep. So I think if anyone can get through to her, it's going to be you. I don't think any magics we have or any weapons we have are going to be able to do anything to that Kala. I think you have to get inside her hot and help her fight it from the inside.
Any way we can help her, I will do. But I will not hurt her. And nor do I wish for any of you to hurt her either.
That's not going to help. You're exactly right. I don't mean to be insensitive, but how's your mental connection with her? Is it fuzzy? Is there anything? Do you get any read at all from that kind of telepathy thing you all have?
No, it's
okay.
Not here anymore.
It's all right. It's all right. And I put my arms around Konnor. You'll be all right. We're together. We'll figure it out. We're family.
Yeah.
Konnor, is there anybody who would know more? Some second in command to Thundercrack who would know where Cimarron's temple is? Maybe someone who could help guide us?
So, kind of the way the hierarchy works is that kobolds tend to be more akin to like spies and servants. Sometimes, a kobold does manage to rise up the ranks and actually become a dragon's right hand. The Dragonborn tend to be more the priestly class, scholars, soldiers, so they have much more of a chance to become a dragon's right hand. So Thundercrack tends to have a looser structure, but you know that there is a priest here who manages a temple that you were never quite sure exactly what it was for. But now, having seen all you have and having done all that you have, you're willing to bet money that it's likely an entrance to the Star Roads.
Okay. And their name?
Ixtel.
We could find Ixtel. He manages the Star Roads, and I'll get up, not bothering to dust off the sand from my clothes, and just start walking.
Anyone looks over as Onimus is still staring in the same direction, slightly whispering something under his breath. You can't quite make out.
Malkrin's torn. He looks back and forth between Konnor walking away and Onimus looking off toward the horizon, and then he looks at Poppy.
I'm still holding Zonimus's hand. I'll make eye contact with Makrin. We'll be fine. Go talk to Ixtel.
I've been following Konnor the entire time.
So the followers of Thundercrack are in chaos. There's been some damage to some areas of the lair just from the fighting. It seems like just pure panic.
In a very respectful way, like, an ant colony or a beehive that's been disturbed. Like they're just going everywhere, just scurrying everywhere.
Yeah, they're all kind of scurrying. A couple do like come up to you, Konnor, and they're like, "You were right there with her. What did you see? What happened? Where is she going?"
Konnor just keeps walking.
I'm kind of pushing him through the crowd, helping him through the crowd. And just
You're
kind
his
of,
bodyguard.
we're just running as quickly as we can to get to this.
Yeah,
it's like
Malkrin
you
catches
do.
up and we form like a wedge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like you guys do get kind of a little bit of a following of, these Dragonborn and Kobolds who are just in shock and confusion, and, you guys were right there. Why aren't they saying anything? Why aren't they giving us any answers? What's going on? And a lot of this chatter is, in Draconic. So Konnor, you're the only one sometimes who catches, these things, and just this mix of shock, anger, confusion. But you eventually make your way to this temple structure that is within the lair. And entering through the doorways, you see the map of the Star Roads on the ground has activated. And stepping through the open portal, a great black dragon and a contingent of his followers.
I look out the door and I'm like, Zonimus, Nightmare is here.
When you shout my name, Poppy, you'll feel my hand relax. And once, like an old friend from long ago, you and I will finish each other's sentences, and I will mouth the words, "is here," along with you. Poppy, let's go.
Okay.
All of you enter into the temple. And other Dragonborn and Kobolds seeing Nightmare, for them it's a shock. Nightmare, the terrible black, is supposed to be gone. But here he stands in the flesh, head held high, And as he's, hearing all of just this chatter, silence! And he looks up and he sees you, Zonimus. My friend, you called.
Yes, Nightmare. Nightmare the Black. And I'm more addressing the regulars here. Nightmare the Great. Nightmare who has returned from beyond to try to give reassurance that Thundercrack is not lost. Please, the chaos happening here. These are the followers of Thundercrack, who is now currently not in control of herself. She has been taken over by a great evil, the evil that I spoke to you of before, and we need your help, hoping that some of that put to ease the chaos.
You do see, in the presence of one of the other great dragons, these brass dragonborn and kobolds, and especially as some more of Nightmare's contingent kind of step through, black kobolds, black dragonborn, some of them the original corrupted ones with wings that you all had met before. They do go about and kind of start to try to get a little more control over the situation, get people to step away, step out, and calm down so that Nightmare can assess the situation and converse with you all, since you are the ones who have full knowledge of everything that is going on. But Nightmare does kind of step out and step forward, and he kind of nods to his followers to shut the temple doors for a little bit to keep the chaos from out there from spilling more in here, as he settles down and brings his head low so that you all can converse with him without having to strain too much. The Empire that you warned me of, they managed to attack here?
Yes, and I'm motioning for Konnor to join me.
I'll step forward.
They came here seeking a prison or the key to the prison, and they were successful in more ways than one. I don't understand the magics behind it, and I look over to Konnor. I'm kind of wanting Konnor to talk to Nightmare. I'm trying to ground Konnor, and I'm wanting you to talk to Nightmare to get that grounding.
They laid a siege here and found what they were looking for. The bottle that had contained Cimarron, the evil that Thundercrack had been fighting against 5,000 years ago. And not only that, they developed this magic that can control. At first we thought it was just kobolds and dragonborn, but what we witnessed here is that it can also control dragons, and she is under their control now.
The great clawed forehand just kind of comes towards you, Konnor, and just a very gentle stroke down of the claw to try and calm you just a little more.
Konnor feels the claw brush against him, and he breaks down, weeping.
Nightmare will actually kind of pull you a little bit closer, nestle you in his great clawed hand.
I will pick up where Konnor left off. However, it seems the voice of her loyal follower here did stir her from the control, and that's why she did not destroy us all. Rather than kill us all, she did maintain enough control to temporarily incapacitate us so that Fortunato and the others could make their escape, at which point she joined them.
This is terribly worrisome. A being that has enough power to control a dragon, that would be one of the greatest threats to the frontier ever.
Unfortunately, I do believe, as well as my friends here, control of Thundercrack isn't even their ultimate goal.
We will help you. We will stand with you. We will fight with you. If necessary, we will die with you. However, our forces are severely depleted. We are sure that Thundercrack's forces would stand with us, but even then, I fear that may not be enough.
Konnor pipes up from where he's tucked against Nightmare. We've been working on that. The gnolls from Clan Redmaw should be on our side as well.
And we might be able to rally the ghost elves as well.
Yes.
Maybe a handful of green dragonborn.
And there are still orcs and wood elves who would be more than willing to join the fight.
I know at least one orc with a badge and a revolver. I'm sure she'd love to join in.
She actually might be offended if we left her out.
Whatever allies you need and have, you should assemble them quickly. For if your enemies have gotten this far, it is likely they are also a few steps ahead of you.
Seemed like that the whole time. But maybe this time we'll have the element of surprise. Cock my eyebrow to him like, you're supposed to be dead.
Over 5,000 years of being missing certainly does give one certain advantages.
How far away is Cimarron's castle?
The Forgotten Palace is approximately 300 miles to the west of here.
Are we talking to the priest, Nextel?
You didn't actually meet him, because Nightmare immediately showed up and took over.
Started taking over, yeah.
Presumably he's in the room.
Yeah.
Because what I need to know is how much time do we have? We were talking about gathering allies, which is great. I think that's a fantastic idea. If we have 10 minutes, we don't have time to gather allies. If we have a week,
so they're on,
we have time to gather
How
allies.
long would it take for us to get there in our fast ship? 300 miles.
So, just for context, to get from Shada to Thundercrack's Lair was 240 miles.
And that was a little over a
took
day.
you a day and a quarter.
Yeah.
This is 300 miles from Cimarron's Palace. 2 days to get from Thundercrack's Lair to Cimarron's Palace.
We need somebody to tell us what it is they have to do, because Thundercrack seemed confident that they would not get the bottle in the first place, so refused to tell us what it is they need to do. Will this ritual take a day, a week, a year? We need to know how long it will take for them to get Cimarron back.
Have you any allies who know of the previous Empire's tactics?
Yes.
Yeah.
Our good friend Eopix.
And the ghost elves, they've got records too.
And Strom.
Likely be wise to summon them forth.
We can do that. The Opix is in Shada.
Strom is near the lake.
Could be still in Thundercrack's temple.
Temple.
And there's a gate right there.
There's a gate right there.
Yeah. Mockrin concentrates for just a moment. I gotta wait a day. I gotta rest, Gaz, before I can open it up. Unless one of the priestesses here can open it up.
Yeah, we have somebody who's in charge.
Yes.
Yeah.
The priest Ixtel does come forward and gives you a small bow.
Mockrin bows very deeply in return.
Allow me to assist. Which gate do you need to open?
Mockrin pulls out his notebook and looks at the chart and looks in the notebook and the one here for Thundercrack's temple, the one that's nearest to what we call the Lake of Tears.
All right. Ixtel has you all step back, taps their staff onto the floor. The crystal corresponding to Thundercrack's temple near the Lake of Tears alights and then blinks a couple of times before the portal opens up. You see Ziania and Strom on the other side, both looking somewhat surprised that a request for the portal opened. Ixtel points to the giant and motions forward, and Strom steps through the portal. My friends!
Strom, it is so good to see you. We have a problem. Thundercrack has been kidnapped.
Oh dear.
And we must face off against the Empire. They have Cimarron's essence and are going to the keep to revive him.
Strom goes white as a sheet. He gives a determined nod. We vowed long ago not to let that tyrant return to the sands of the frontier.
You know the pieces they have.
The keys, yes.
They are on their way now. How long will it take? How much time do we have to gather forces?
When we defeated Cimarron, Thundercrack performed the ritual to seal him away. We had to weaken him severely, and as we did that, she set about preparing. I do not know the words, but I know the 4 keys are required, as well as the bottle.
Greetings and salutations, my friends. I'm Michael Cross. So great to have a moment to talk with you during this mid-show break. First off, I want to invite you all to join us as Patreon members. The money we raise helps us pay for things like the music and sound effects you hear on the show, as well as money to go to events and make new fans. When you become a Patreon member, you get our episodes 4 days early, bonus content, access to our Discord server, and full versions of our roundtable discussions. You'll be joining other fans like Scott Wise, Don Mills, Heath Mormon, and the Lady Kate. So join us right now at patreon.com/reddirtdnd. Another way to support us is by getting your very own Red Dirt merchandise. You can find things like hats, hoodies, mugs, and t-shirts. Just click on the merch tab at reddirtdnd.com or reddirtrpg.com. Since 2020, the Red Dirt D&D podcast has been close to another Oklahoma actual play Dungeons & Dragons podcast, D20 to Curtain. And me personally, I've had a chance to work on stage with some of the actors on the show. So when you get done with this episode, you should check them out.
Hello, fellow D&Ders. My name is Jerome.
I'm Jennifer. I'm Jody.
And together with our friends Kara, Timothy, and Jared, we are the cast of the D20 to Curtain podcast, where Oklahoma theater geeks and their friends hit record and explore our new addiction to Dungeons & Dragons.
We think D&D is more than just a game. It helps us tap into the enduring power of storytelling.
We combine live gameplay with behind-the-curtain episodes to share our experiences, insights, habits, discoveries, and passion for D&D with anyone who will listen.
We hope D20 to Curtain will make you laugh, cry, maybe even make your experience at your table even more satisfying. Check us out anywhere you listen to podcasts or visit us at d20tocurtain.com or at D20 to Curtain on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
We look forward to having you. All we ask is that you have fun, be kind, and play the role.
If you're looking for more content, make sure to check out our YouTube page with Mysteries of Beatrix live every Wednesday. Keys from the Golden Vault from the Red Dirt Outlaws dropping every Tuesday at noon, and Plausible Deniability every other Thursday at 7 p.m. So come check it out at youtube.com/@RedDirtRPG or search for Red Dirt RPG on YouTube. And we would love to hear from you. Find us on social media at Red Dirt RPG. You can also get in touch with us through our website at reddirtrpg.com. In the meantime, make sure and subscribe to this podcast and leave a comment on your favorite podcatcher so others can find us. All right, I think that's everything I need to tell you. Right now, let's head back to Red Dirt D&D.
You sit in one of the temples of Thundercrack with Nightmare and Strom, the frost giants, trying to figure out exactly what to expect from the Empire as they seek to revive Cimarron.
They have all 4 keys. They have the bottle. But you said it took all of you to weaken him down while Thundercrack performed the ritual. So when he comes back, he might still be weak, and we can use that to our advantage. That will also give us some time to rally more troops. But I have to ask you, what did you do to weaken him?
As our armies clashed with his, we eventually broke our way into the palace. We confronted him directly, and we fought him. We fought him from the highest tower to the lowest dungeon. It was a sight to behold. Myself, Islay, Grandmother Orble, and Eopix. None of us ever imagined to walk out of that battle alive. And sometimes I think it was only by the grace of Thundercrack that any of us still draw breath.
Nightmare, when we arrive, can you keep Thundercrack distracted?
I will.
Strom, do you remember how long you fought? Did you see the moon? Did you see the sun?
It is all a blur. You must remember this was 5,000 years ago.
Extel. I'm going to say Extel, and I'm going to look around to my friends. Extel, go to your people. Get your writers. Send word to the elves. They'll know what you're talking about. Poppy, send animals. Put notes on them. messengers, anything you've got.
I'll do what I can.
Excel, once you give word, can you open a portal close to Shada? I'll look to Strom. It's where Alpix is. We will need him and any special riders he may have.
And Lord Strom, if you know any resources that Priestess Zianya might have, then you guys could also use the same star roads to reach into Shada as well, if there's one there.
Nightmare and Strom look to one another and then look back to you all. And Nightmare says, 1 turn of the sun, then we will go. Whoever shows, shows. So he's basically giving you 24 hours.
Yes.
Do what you can to assemble whatever forces you can, assemble whoever you would like to try to come with you to try and accomplish this.
Konnor!
He'll lift his head up to stare at you.
Great Nightmare. You two work together for the sake of Thundercrack and pulling her free of that restraint that controls her. You've seen it more up close than we have, Konnor. You understand it.
Okay.
And Nightmare has the power and the might to stand up to Thundercrack to get that taken care of. And that will be one more ally, hopefully the last ally that we will need on our side to finish this and end the Empire once and for all. I'm gonna go over into a corner and kneel down and pray. And right as I kneel and I reach in to pull out my sword, my hand brushes against my pocket and I feel a couple of lumps in it. And I put my hand in and pull out pieces of forgotten Tritos. And I lay them at my feet, as well as my sword, as I begin to pray to any who will listen for all the help that we can get.
Poppy would like to go back out into like the oasis area where there's some like plants and like a little pond, and she's gonna sit in the ground in the dirt. This is what she does. She puts her hands down in the dirt. I know that you don't really communicate in a direct way because nature is not linear, and like that makes a lot of sense, and I totally respect you for that. I'm not asking you to tell me what to do, but what I am praying and reaching out is to just like, nature's all about balance, circle of life and whatnot, and I feel like if the Empire wins, it's gonna throw the balance off, and they're not even from this plane. They're not even supposed to be here. So if they were like supposed to be here and it was the natural order of things, that would be one thing, but this doesn't feel like it's the natural order of things. So if you could maybe talk to your kids and maybe they can help us more directly, or give me a little smile and nod and make my heart feel better so that I can go into this very confidently, because after the last 2 loaf battles we just had, I'm gonna tell you, not feeling super helpful. I've done a little bit of healing, which is very important, and I'm rambling and I'm sorry. Have a good day, bye. So Sodomus and Poppy are praying separately.
Konnor wants to spend time reflecting on these callers, trying to see if he could rack his tiny little mind for a way that it could be taken off a Thundercrack without hurting her.
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
And if you are going over everything that you know about the callers with Nightmare, I will give you advantage.
Yeah. Let's say 19.
19, okay. With everything that you have seen, you think that if you could get close enough to disrupt the runes that are on the collar and the arcane symbols, you think that that might be enough of a disturbance to the magic to help in the destruction of the collar. So if you can find a way to get close enough to do that, then it's a much more likely chance that you'll be able to help remove it.
Do I feel like if I were to like attack the runes from a distance, that would hurt Thundercrack more than disturb the runes?
As you're kind of spitballing with Nightmare, he does look to you and says, "Little one, sometimes we must do difficult things in order to help the ones we love. I'm sure that she would forgive you if your actions lead to her freedom. You also know, being a Kobold of Thundercrack, she's immune to fire.
I know she'll probably forgive me. It's for forgiving myself for hurting her. But I will take your words into consideration. You've been very, very helpful in helping me go over this. I'm sorry that it came to this and that I couldn't protect her like I was supposed to. And he tries to pull himself together, wipes the tears away from his eyes. But we're getting her back. I will die to get her back, if I have to.
Have we determined how long this ritual will take?
No.
Is there anybody who could tell us?
We have no idea. Strom was our best chance to figure it out, and Strom's not sure
He
because
was
Strom's
busy.
not Thundercrack.
Okay, but I mean, even Strom wouldn't know because there was no ritual to bring him back. There was only a ritual to put him in the bottle.
So
Yeah.
our best bet, get Thundercrack under her own control again, and she can be the one to tell us what happened.
It could be as simple as you break the bottle and he pops out.
We aren't sure.
Or it could be the bottle's indestructible, but in order to break it open, you have to reverse the ritual, which is half the amount of time, twice the amount of time.
Yeah.
It's a guessing game.
That's why I'm saying,
Yeah.
if the ritual is you get there and you break the bottle, we are already too late.
Right,
Yeah.
we are. However, my theory that he was weakened to get put in, he's going to come out weakened, and we're still just fighting the same people we would, plus a very weakened him. We're still right on time. That's the hope. Otherwise, they would have broke the bottle the minute she picked it up, and he'd have come out full power, and that fight would have been right there in the temple.
Well, that's why I think
I
there's
don't
got to
think
be
he's
a
strong.
ritual going on.
Right.
And if there's a ritual, maybe that ritual takes 24, 48, 72 hours.
Yeah.
Do we want, as the five of us, to sneak into Cimarron's palace even before? Like, we go now. Everyone else is gathering their forces. They will be behind us by one day, but we go now. Sneak into Cimarron's palace and see if we can do what we can to disrupt it while the forces come in a day later and maybe distract.
So a couple things here is I think once the hunt for everyone starts, we've got 8 hours before they all get here, before at least the first chunk starts getting here. I think the first wave should go out. No, don't wait for every single person to get here and then go.
Right.
So I feel like in 8 hours we would have some backup, most of the lead being Iopics and whatever he could bring. Yes, I love the idea. God, I don't want to do it though. It's scary.
So, the plan is we go now, take the ship, and try to sneak into Cimarron's palace and try to stop this ritual.
Yeah, I think we need to leave as soon as possible. And we can rest on the boat.
I think Tavi probably has some type of.
But Tavi can
sending-
probably communicate
Yeah.
with at least like Smith's.
Oh, that's,
Yeah.
does Tavi does Tavi have some kind of sending spell?
Over
Tavi
a long
can have
distance.
some kind of
Yay. Okay.
So we leave with Tavi. Hey, you need to get in touch with the Wood Elves, Iopics, and the Gnolls. Possibly the Ghost Elves. I don't know if it matters because they might not even leave their hole. But if you can get a message to them, and we'll leave that in your hands, and we will see you in 3 days.
Between Nightmare, Strom, and Tavi, and some of the other agents of Thundercrack, they will go ahead and send with you guys just a few other brass Dragonborn warriors, a few black warriors to go with you as an additional kind of advanced guard. But you would like to borrow Tavi's scrying ball.
I really just for like you can even just before we like go like give me 5 minutes.
We're at a dragon horde temple. I'm sure you can find a bowl
I
that's
just-
worth 1,000 gold pieces
Well,
and
I
borrow
need
it.
to. The scrying bowl's separate, but I wouldn't say no to a Heroes Feast bowl either.
We can also do this on the ship.
I
Right,
just need
right.
to grab a couple of bowls on our way to the ship.
You speak to Nightmare, you speak to Strom. Everyone's got their assignments as far as what they need to do to help support you. You all, with a small contingent of brass and black warriors, return to the ship and set off. you start heading towards the Obsidian Wastes and towards the Forgotten Palace of Cimarron. On your way in, Poppy, utilizing the scrying bowl that you have obtained, as you pour the water into the scrying bowl and start to focus on your enemies. One of the centermost courtyards of a crumbling palace deep in the Obsidian Wastes, you see an altar. 4 pedestals sit in formation, each holding one of the elemental keys. The earth key to the north, the water key to the south, the air key to the east, and the fire key to the west. Stepping into the courtyard, Fortunato carries the bottle that contains your greatest enemy. Behind him walks Wiley, head held high. Fortunato approaches the altar, placing the bottle in the center. "Let us begin," he says, as he begins to channel arcane energy, a supernatural wind beginning to tug at the clothing of all assembled. "We come to this place to release the one who was sealed away. We return the air of his breath. We return the earth of his bones. We return the fire of his passions. We return the waters of his soul." Fortunato turns to Wiley, offering him a ritual dagger. Without hesitation, Wiley takes the dagger, slicing his palm and moving to let his blood drip onto the bottle. "Bound by blood unbound." The energy in the courtyard swirls, concentrating on the bottle. The very top of the bottle pops off, a seal breaking. Smoke emerges, quickly billowing towards Wiley. He barely even has a chance to speak as the smoke pushes into his mouth, nose, and eyes. He writhes and chokes, grasping at his throat and clawing at his face. After a few moments, he stills and straightens, looking to Fortunato.
"Fortunato, my old friend."
"Emperor Cimarron, welcome back."
"Your loyalties will be rewarded."
"The best reward would be revenge on those who sealed you away. I have already captured and placed Thundercrack under your control."
"This is why you have always been my most trusted friend."
"I live to serve you, Your Highness." The pair walk back towards a balcony that overlooks the Obsidian Wastes. Cimarron, looking out at the barren land. He hums, hands moving to channel energy to awaken a large number of elemental myrmidons, their armor rising up from the ground where they had fallen so long ago.
"Fortunato, open the portal and keep it open."
Red Dirt D&D, Tales from the Caliban Frontier is Ash King as our Dungeon Master, Brooke Bullock as Mokran Stoneshaper, Johnny Payne as Zonimus Dinar, Kiri Hester as Poppy Tealeaf, Connor Shenold as Konnor the Kobold, and I'm Michael Cross as Gaz. Special thanks to our Silver Star Paladin patron, Shenanigans Unplugged. Our theme music was created by the Cinemagician PJ Castillo. Our incidental music comes from Jeffrey McBride. Our sound effects and additional music, courtesy of TabletopAudio.com, Sirenscape, and Monument Studios. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and at RedDirtDND.com. We here at Red Dirt D&D could really use your help in getting the word about us If you like what you've heard, make sure and subscribe, rate us, and leave a comment. Also, tell your friends about Red Dirt D&D. You can also support the show at patreon.com/reddirtdnd. We have several giving levels to help us grow up big and strong. Join us next time as we go deeper into the Caliban frontier.
I can't even imagine. Our god's been kidnapped. Like, there are some kobolds just running around with their hands in the air, just screaming. It looks like there's no point. They're just running in circles.
You see a couple over the corner. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world.
There's a guy with a sandwich board that says, "See, I told you."
How far away is Cimarron's castle?
300 miles to the west of here.
That's over 1,200 miles from Smithson's.
We're going to gauge how far everything is from how far it is from Smithson.
That's the one place I know really well.
It's right in
This
the
is the
middle.
old
It's
West.
perfect.
If you're not measuring by landmarks, you're doing it wrong.
Are you going to go by where that oak tree used to be back about 5-10 years ago? They tore that down because it was just getting in the way.
She's been dragon napped.
To finish this and end the Empire once and for all. What are you standing around looking at me for, people? Let's go! Move it!
Inspirational montage music.
I'm gonna go into a corner and kneel down and pray. I want Dusk to send me all the dead she's collected over millennia.
You are only
Get a dial-up noise.
If you'd like to make a call.
Yes, hello. Your prayer request is very important.
Your number.
You are number
2,000.
2,571 in the queue. Average wait time is 5 years.
Wow.
I'm rambling and I'm sorry. Have a good day. Bye. And then I'm just gonna listen to the sounds of trees growing.
Nature's music.
definitely probably still a lot of screaming kobolds.
I just listened to the sounds of nature.
Help remove it.
Okay.
You know,
And
like if you're on the back of a black dragon that's fighting her.
ta-ta-da-da-da.
Everything's building up to this moment. Flying with Poppy? Everything is building up to this moment!
Oh my gosh! All this practice you guys have done with the flipping around and the catching. Oh, you can't make this stuff up.
I'll let go. Just go.
I'm helpful.
Johnny's having a fanboy moment. Hold on.
Give Konnor a dragon lamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
If this is the route that you want to pursue, if you want to attempt to sneak in.
Oh, I thought you meant if we were gonna fight Cimarron or just go home.
It's been fun.
Is Ventura still an option? Because,
At least for a
So
couple of
Venturous will probably be an option for about a week.
yes.
And then after that, the forces of Cimarron will completely overrun.
It's a parking lot.
Hey,
I hear over there is a great place.
I've heard about these islands. I know there's monsters on them.
Just so everybody's aware, I'm totally gonna give this bowl back. I'm not stealing. This is just borrowing. It's not for keeps. It's just for now.
To go with you as an additional kind of advanced guard.
Red shirts, good. We need those. Cannon fodder.
Here, we got commemorative T-shirts for everybody.
They're all red.
The red covers up the blood. It's okay.
We also got you some brown pants.
Red shirts and brown pants. It's so horrible.